Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Village Board of Trustees meeting. It is May 21st, 2012. I'd like to welcome everyone, and we also want to greet Madeline Ritter, Amanda Halverson, Nicole Gerlach, Emma Hager, Claire Stolfus, Gabriel Kozrick, Claire Dwyer, Erin Moran, Erin Jolie, Emily Prosser, Hope Fenwick, Elizabeth Watser, Elizabeth Wetzel. All these young ladies are with Girl Scouts and are representing Olive School. And if our young ladies who have a different shade of green shirts for Girl Scouts, they're blue, if you could please come forward and help kick off our meeting.
Color Guard attention. Girl Scouts attention. Color Guard advance.
Audience rise, please.
Color Guard, post the colors. Girl Scouts, please say the Pledge of Allegiance followed by the Girl Scout promise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color Guard, retreat.
And our next job is to thank them for so nicely getting our meeting started. The audience can please be seated. Thank you very much. Ladies, you did a wonderful job. And I've been amazed in the last few months. We've always seen so many Boy Scouts and different events that Boy Scouts are doing. Well, Girl Scouts in Arlington Heights are alive and well, and thanks to so many of their leaders for having so many great activities. I know there were hundreds and hundreds at Lake Arlington just a few weekends ago, planting a tree and putting a bench around Lake Arlington. So thank you, young ladies. You are the leaders of the future, so make sure you get a good night's sleep and do well in school tomorrow. Thank you. I'd like the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Blackwood. Here. Trustee Breyer.
Here.
Trustee Farwell. Trustee Glasgow.
Here.
Trustee Hayes.
Here.
Trustee Rosenberg.
Here.
Trustee Scaletta.
Here.
Trustee Sidor.
Here.
President Mulder.
Here. We now move to approval of minutes. We have two sets before us this evening. First, the Committee of the Whole held May 7th. Are there any comments, corrections, deletions, or additions?
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Scaletta, seconded by Trustee Rosenberg. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next, we have the minutes of our regular board meeting held that same evening, May 7th. Again, any comments, corrections, deletions, or additions?
Move
Motion.
approval.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Glasgow, seconded by Trustee Rosenberg. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next, we go to the accounts payable dated May 15th. Trustee Hayes.
Thank you, Madam President. I would move approval of the payables dated May 15th, 2012 in the amount of $2,252,539.43.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Hayes, seconded by Trustee Rosenberg. Any comments, questions from trustees? Anyone in the audience? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Hayes.
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood.
Yes.
Trustee Breyer.
Yes.
Trustee Glasgow.
Yes.
Trustee Scaletta.
Yes.
Trustee Sidor.
Yes.
President Mulder.
Yes. We're moving right along. Anyone that wants a souvenir? No. There's copies of our minutes in the back. We're down to item 6, which I believe might have brought several of you in our audience to this meeting this evening. It's recognition and presentations. And this evening, one of those things is from time to time, people move on or retire, and that opens up positions for others to move upward in our no less than terrific police department. And I know that this evening we have 3 such promotions. First, we will start, and I'm going to do a little change from the order that might be on your agenda. But first is Michael Kearney is being promoted this evening to commander. Michael, if you can come forward. Everyone take a breath while I get hooked up here. I'm going to give this one to you. Michael? Michael, I'm going to read this from here because as everyone looks, I want to say this about all 3 of our officers this evening. They're being promoted not just because they're handsome. They're being promoted this evening having been the recipient of numerous letters of appreciation from citizens, departmental commendations, and distinguished performance citations. These gentlemen that we have this evening have performed their duty above and beyond what you would expect just any ordinary person in a job, and that's just what police do. First, we have a promotion of a police sergeant to the police commander. Sergeant Michael Kearney is no stranger to us. He began his police career with the Arlington Heights Police Department in 1988. During his tenure with the Village of Arlington Heights, he served as a patrol officer, forensic technician, arson investigator, detective, and patrol sergeant. He's also the forensic commander for the Major Case Assistance Team. He's a graduate of Northwestern School of Police and Staff and Command, and Michael has been the recipient of a very prestigious award called the Calderwood Officer Year of the Award. He currently resides in Lake Villa with his wife Maria and has 3 children, Caitlin, Melinda, and Michael. Are you here?
2 of them are here.
2 of
2 of
them.
them are here. One is in Tampa.
You can get up and wave at us. Yeah, good.
Stand up.
Let's thank these beautiful kids here. Maybe I'll do it from here. This is going to be easier. Say aye, and please clearly state your name.
I, Michael Kearney,
Having been appointed to the office of Police Commander
having been appointed to the office of Police Commander
in the Village of Arlington Heights,
in the Village of Arlington Heights,
in the County of Cook,
in the County of Cook,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of this office
of this office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
I personally have no doubt you will do all of this. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I got it. It's a drum. Okay. Let me see here. You've got that you want to, Chief, you did what you needed to do? But you didn't say anything.
I would just like to thank the village board and the mayor for giving us this opportunity to be promoted in this manner. Oftentimes, well, me personally, I would just rather get promoted in the chief's office and go right back to work. But this is actually very nice for our families to see, some of our accomplishments and share this opportunity with us. So I would thank you for giving us this time on your busy evening. I'd like to thank my family, Maria, my daughter Caitlin, who's in Tampa on a college internship right now. My daughter Melinda, my son Michael, and her boyfriend, Melinda's boyfriend Nate. And I'd like to thank all of my friends from the police department for being here as well. And that's it. Thank you.
Do you think there's a few here?
Yes.
Are the ones above you or the ones that you're going to be over?
Some of both.
Okay. We want to congratulate you, and we're very, very proud of all your service, and to you for sharing him, and your children for sharing your dad with all the citizens of our great village. We wish you the best, and always stay safe.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. This one, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got them in order. Just checking. Don't want to make another mistake. Next, we have a promotion from police officer to a police sergeant. Now that there's a vacancy, but there must be two. Okay. Officer Joe Pinello began his career with the Arlington Heights Police Department in January of 2000. He received a Bachelor of Arts degree in Sociology and Criminal Justice from North Central College. Joe, if you want to come and stand here by me, because I've known you a long time. Grew up in the neighborhood. During his tenure with the Village of Arlington Heights, he has served as a patrol officer, a field training officer, and in 2004, Officer Pinello was reassigned to the Juvenile Investigation Bureau as a juvenile investigator. In 2006, he was transferred to the Criminal Investigations Bureau, where he has been most recently assigned as a criminal investigator. His ancillary duties include forensic composite artist, talent, computer voice stress analyzer examiner, and he is assigned to the Major Case Assistance Team, MCAT. Joe was the recipient of the Crime Stoppers Officer of the Year Award in 2008. He obviously has been recognized by his peers as well for outstanding service and an example of what police officers really dedicate themselves to. Joe, we're really proud of you, and you've grown up to be just a really good guy. And look, you've got this wonderful woman with you. He currently resides in Palatine with his wife, Karen. Karen, get up here. You get to stick him now. Oh, that's right.
Oh, goodness.
Our meeting went too long before this meeting, so I'm just, yes, and I have to find another hand. I have one. You hold that one. This is the easy part. I, Joseph Pinello,
I, Joseph Pinello,
having been appointed
having been appointed
to the office of police sergeant
to the office of Police Sergeant
in the Village of Arlington
in the
Heights,
Village of Arlington Heights,
in the County of Cook,
in the County of Cook,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I'll faithfully discharge the duties
of this office
of this office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
We have no doubt you will. Congratulations, Joe. Go ahead, comments.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Mulder, Mr. Dixon, Chief Morning, and the board for giving me the opportunity to serve this community as a sergeant with the police department. As Mayor Mulder explained to all you, I've been in this community a long time. In 1976, my parents moved my family and I to this village, and this is where we've been since. Since then, I've either worked with the village or been employed with the village, and since that time, I've developed a lot of ties with this community, businesses, citizens, and the village itself. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be able to serve the community in this capacity. I'd like to thank my wife, Karen, for supporting me as I progress through my career with the Arlington Heights Police Department. It takes a very special person, as many people in this room know, to be a spouse of a police officer. Many missed holidays, canceled, planned events, long days where I'm not coming home. So I do appreciate that. Several of my family and friends are here today. These whole 2.5 front rows are my family and friends, so I'm not going to get into introductions for all of them, but I do appreciate the continued love and support I have always gotten from you guys. I seem to always count on it, and it always happens. And finally, I'd like to thank all these people, a lot of these people standing in back here. This police department has some very outstanding police officers, and I was able to work very closely with many of them. And again, there's so many that I'm not going to go through and mention names, but by working closely with them, I've had the opportunity to learn from their knowledge, from their expertise, and I've just learned from the best. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here.
I do hope that that our cameras can catch the many men and women here this evening in uniform, and there's others who are not in uniform that are part of our police department. I think they're often, as you can see, they're real people, and they have families, and they have this extra drive to make certain our families are safe, and that people who travel or work in our community are also safe. And now we have Charles Butskinski. Is that close? but Budzinski. Okay.
Here. I'm trying to read the sheet first.
Officer Charles, I'm going to call you that next time. Okay. Budzinski began his career with the Arlington Heights Police Department in 1994. Prior to coming to the village of Arlington Heights, Charles was a deputy sheriff with the DuPage County Sheriff's Office for 4 years. In 2004, Charles received his criminal justice degree from Eastern Illinois University. During his tenure with the village of Arlington Heights, he served as a patrol officer, criminal investigator, and his ancillary duties have included specialization in computer internet crimes, something a lot of us hear about today. Also, electronic surveillance and gypsy crimes. He's also served as a forensic technician and is state and nationally certified as an arson investigator. Charles is a member of the Major Case Assistance Team, where he has served as a surveillance officer, investigator, not an instigator.
As they can all tell you, I'm an instigator.
That wasn't a Freudian slip then. Okay. Okay. And it's currently the case manager, management commander. He's also a member of the Cook County Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. In 2007, Charles was the recipient of the Crime Stoppers Officer of the Year Award. Currently, Charles resides with his wife, Susan, in Schaumburg. So he's always close to work. That's always good. As you can see, all three of our officers this evening have been recognized for those extra little efforts that always catch the bad guy and keep all of us a lot safer. So I think it's time to get you sworn in.
Okay.
I, Charles Budzinski,
I, Charles Bazinski,
having been appointed to the office
having been appointed to the office
of Police Sergeant
of Police Sergeant
in the Village of Arlington Heights,
in the Village of Arlington Heights,
County of Cook,
in the County of Cook,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of this office
of this office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Charles, I know there's no question you will. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I can't see it. This is the most fun part. All the wives, nobody stuck anybody.
She wanted to.
You're already signed up, huh? Oh, okay. Comments? No.
I'd just like to thank the mayor, Mr. Dixon, the chief, and the village board for having us out here tonight. It's been my honor and privilege to work here. Kind of like Joe, where he's got the front couple of rows there. I got the front couple of rows of family and friends over here. So I think we're kind of monopolizing the room a little bit. I'd like to thank some of my mentors, both past supervisors and current supervisors, some of which are here tonight. Jerry Bessenhofer, Jerry Lambert in the back. Where's Phil? Phil Lorenz, he's over there too. Joe Kaczynski, who was probably one of my better supervisors in patrol that I had. Some of my current supervisors, Captain Ken Galinsky, Captain Rich Niedrich. Where's Mike? Oh, there's Mike. Mike, well, Commander now, Mike Hernandez, and Sergeant Kappelman, and where's Fred? Oh, there's Fred. Sergeant Tom Selesky. I've learned a great deal from all these people, and hopefully I'll be able to impart that on others as time goes on. And for my wife, during this whole testing process, that was kind of a pain. Kind of yelling at her to turn the TV down when I was trying to study, so now she can turn the TV up as loud as she wants. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you in a little while.
Just a brief comment on the three officers that were promoted tonight. They all have really distinguished records. If you look at their performance since they joined this department, they've succeeded at every level with every new job that they've had. Their personnel files are literally loaded with commendations and letters. I mean, dozens and dozens and dozens. We're not talking just a few. I've got every confidence in their ability to succeed at this next level. They're three good, dedicated, professional police officers.
Thank you. I want to take this opportunity as well to thank the chief, because many of these faces, to whether you're currently at the meeting or watch it in the next couple of weeks, you probably will recognize some of the faces in the police department. This chief has afforded the residents and others from, well, I guess primarily residents, to sign up for what's called the Police Academy. And you get to see so many of these officers as instructors. And they tell you so much about what the police department has. I've been privileged to take the class myself. I think we have a graduation tomorrow night. What class is it, Chief?
I think it's class 14, if I'm not mistaken.
It's getting up there. It's getting up there. And you will never imagine how many different things our police officers do. And as I read through a lot of titles and experiences for those three tonight, I really highly suggest it. There's a waiting list often, but eventually they'll keep offering the class because it's better to be an informed resident, and it certainly gives you a comfort level of the knowledge that our officers have and their capabilities and how much they really do. It's far more, to quote one person, it's not just the officer you see driving a squad car. There's a whole lot of other things that police officers do. So, Chief, to you, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank everyone here tonight, police officers in or out of uniform, and even Lambert, who decided to retire or something like that. But that's what opens up a chance for someone else to move forward. So congratulations to all of our officers, and thank you very much. We hope not everyone leaves, just the police department. I know they have a party to go to.
Congratulations, good luck to you. Okay.
But they deserve to have a good celebration, and we thank them again. I didn't mean to be so funny.
Makes me feel better.
Yeah. Well, since that was the bigger crowd, the next crowd, I don't want to move in the agenda because then we'll have no audience, except for those watching at home. We now move to the bottom of page 1 on the agenda for those of you who have a copy. And tonight, we're very pleased to recognize the Escorted Transportation Service Northwest for receiving a recognition by the 2012 Star Merit Award from the Beverly Foundation. I'm not sure who the spokesperson is, but I would welcome them up to the podium. ETS, as it's so well known, is a fantastic program, and for those of our residents and people within our community that are using this service, don't know what they would do without it, and we're so very proud that it is a recipient of this award. If you could introduce yourself so that we can get that on our minutes, please.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Linda Easterwood Leahy, and I'm the Executive Director of ETS Northwest. This is Maureen Selesky. She's the President of our Board of Directors. And if I could, I'd like to just say a few words. First of all and foremost, I want to say thank you, Mayor, the trustees, Mr. Dixon, and everyone that has come here tonight to stand with us. To be recognized in this manner is really quite an honor for us. We're so proud of being able to share the joy of this award, not only with our organization, with also the Senior Center, as well as the village as a whole. Because as this is a nationally recognized award, it puts a spotlight on the village of Arlington Heights. And anything that is positive, that puts a positive spotlight on any village, is a great thing. I'm sure you would all agree. I'd like to just tell you very briefly about Escorted Transportation. The organization was founded in 2006 by a woman named Kathy Kasperowitz, who is in the back here. I'll introduce you to her in a minute. Literally at her kitchen table. A program similar to this had been discontinued by an organization also in the village. And suddenly there were an awful lot of senior citizens that found themselves without a good way to get to their medical appointments. Kathy was concerned about this, and she and a couple of people put together a plan to sort of put this Escorted Transportation Service Northwest together, literally on a wing and a prayer, and I mean that literally on a wing and a prayer. Their original hope was that they might be able to provide about 20 rides a month, if they were lucky. I think I can tell you that to say that the plan came to fruition would be a bit of an understatement, because as of right now, we provide at least 205 round trips per month. Last year, that basically means that we provided 2,453 round trip rides to seniors in our community, and incorporating the 5 major medical centers of course, Northwest Community, Lutheran General, Alexian Brothers, St. Alexius, and Glenbrook Hospitals. That's a 160 square mile area. The number that's most staggering to me is that in our almost 6 years, we've provided over 12,600 round-trip rides. And guess how many volunteers we have? Just a wild guess. How many does anybody think?
80.
80? Pretty close. You've been reading the notes. We've got 70 volunteer drivers. 70. We constantly meet the needs in our community for helping our seniors lead productive, healthy, and independent lives, and we all know that seniors are living longer. Just some of the appointments that we take our seniors to are everything from regular checkups to dental work, eye, hearing, chemotherapy, physical therapy, dialysis, you name it, we cover the gamut. Anything that's medical or dental related. We're clearly meeting a need. Bottom line is, this award is great. It brings a positive spotlight to us as an organization, to the senior center, and most of all to the village. But it wouldn't be an award if it wasn't for those 70 people that drive for us. Some of those people are here with us tonight, and I'm going to ask them to stand because they deserve a round of applause. Would our volunteers please stand?
Our drivers, please.
Yes.
I have to interject.
Oh, sure.
When there was the gasoline challenge at the pump, I don't believe any of our drivers ceased to continue to take those in need to where they needed to be in their own personal automobile
Correct.
with gasoline filled by themselves. This is incredible, and we lost no one, and everyone still cared. That says volumes about the volunteers. Absolutely incredible, and this program, I think probably the people who appreciate it most are your users.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the drivers are not just a driver, they've become
No.
friends.
Quite honestly, Mayor, what we say when we meet new volunteers, which of course is always a good thing for me to be here tonight to encourage people to volunteer, but two things I think that are important. When you meet our volunteers, you'd be surprised how many of our volunteers thank us for the opportunity of being able to drive, which just amazes me. And yes, of course, our passengers are so grateful. It would bring tears to your eyes if I told you some of the stories. So I think it's such an important program, and we are a unique program in our community. We are unique, obviously, enough that we've been awarded nationally for this award. As part of the award, we've received a $5,000 unrestricted grant, which I'm sure you can all appreciate will go a long way in keeping the program afloat. Just a few other people I just wanted to recognize very briefly. The other people that help us, of course, are support staff that are all volunteers, but our amazing board of directors, of which Maureen is the leader of that group. Aw, shucks, she says. We've got a few board of directors here. I hope they'd stand. And also the lady that started the program, Kathy Kasperowitz. Please, I'd like her to stand as well. So it's a real...
Everything, the same guy that drives gets up, he's on the board, so.
That's right. That's right. So we really appreciate the opportunity. Maureen, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
I just want to do a 2-second shameless plug and let you know that although we're getting the $5,000, it's wonderful, but we also have a fundraiser coming up at California Pizza Kitchen, and we can use every additional dollar we get because we're a small grassroots organization. So on June 11th, if anyone would like a flyer, let me know. I'll be happy to email you one or give you one.
Well, tell us what the flyer says. Come on,
It just
Maureen.
says that 20% of whatever meal you have throughout the day, carry out, eat in, 20% will go to ETS on that date. So it plugs a restaurant in downtown Arlington Heights, and it helps a wonderful agency. So anyone who wants to
California Pizza
eat
Kitchen.
California
And what was
Pizza
the
Kitchen,
date?
June 11th.
June 11th. Mark your calendar.
Great, thank you.
And thank you for letting us come and talk tonight. We really appreciate it.
Well, I don't know if you're finished. Do you have more to say? I mean, this is, a huge thing. I've got Beverly Foundation, and congratulations. I mean, this is huge. There was 378 applicants for this recognition. for you to bring home a major significant financial award is terrific, because I know that no organization runs for free, even though you have all volunteers.
Right, that's right.
No one's taking a salary, but it's still, there is paperwork to do, and
Sure.
someone has to take care of that, and so you have to have a mini staff.
That's right. We do. And I think what's so significant about it is that truly there's only one other organization in the whole Midwest, and they're up in Wisconsin, that was awarded by this organization, the Beverly Foundation. And they're a huge foundation based in New Mexico, and they started this program in the year 2000. So the fact that, of course, that we get the finances with it, that's the icing on the cake. But the big bonus for us is the national recognition that comes with it. It certainly helps give that much more credibility to a program that those of us on the inside already knew was award-winning. So we really appreciate your support. You certainly support us with the Community Development Block Grant funding. Wheeling Township supports us, and it's very important because, as you know firsthand, whether through your own relatives or your neighbors, we've got an awful lot of senior citizens in this community that we don't want to have feel left out. And our program, as Mayor Mulder says, is so much more than just a ride. And if anyone is interested in learning more about escorted transportation, they can visit our website at etsnw.org, or certainly they're welcome to call us on our main number at 847-222-9227. Thank you so much for this, and I'm so delighted to be able to share this award with the village. Thank you for the recognition.
Thank you for all you're doing and all you continue to do, and I know that you work with Karen Hansen, our director at the Senior Center, and we do love our senior citizens because they built this community. They've sort of given us the challenge to keep it as good as they made it, and we're going to keep working at it. So thank you both very much from the board perspective.
Thank you.
And the staff, and then all those volunteers out there. Thank you, and I see some of you, and it was your idea, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There were only 5 STARS Special Merit Award winners, and I think throughout the United States, I mean, this is quite an award with so many applicants. ETS was recognized, and it's kind of a homegrown thing. We didn't think other people did it, but I guess there are. And so for you to be recognized as a recipient, we all need to applaud you, and congratulations. Keep up the good work. And if you come up with any other great ideas for more programs, I know that somebody will volunteer. But ETS is a great short version of escorted transportation services, and I think it's finding a new friend. And it's giving someone that wants something to do and feel like they're contributing also fulfills a need as well. So we appreciate the services that all your volunteers give members of our community, and hope they feel special tonight and as they continue to either use the service or they're one of the providers of that service. Congratulations again. Thank you, Kathy. No public hearings this evening. Citizens to be heard. We have a stranger in our crowd. You're not going to even recognize him. His name, let's see, is Memorial Day Ceremony. Oh, no. It's Greg Padavani. Greg, you want to come forward? Greg seems to try to find a way to get to our meeting at least once a month. Because he's always working on something to honor our veterans and make certain that people who really do serve always get recognized. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board of Trustees and everyone. Thank you for letting me have yet another chance to speak about what we're doing here in Arlington Heights for Memorial Day. This is more on the personal level of some of the things that are developing, excuse me, for our ceremony, and even before that. At the Memorial Day concert, which is at the Metropolis Theater, 3 p.m. on Saturday, We're going to have a wonderful entertainment provided by Tammy McCann and an 18-piece big band. But then I'm also going to be speaking there about some of the Arlington's fallen heroes. And as you might remember, Arlington's fallen heroes are the 58 young men from our town who've gone off to serve our country and died in one of the conflicts going from the Civil War all the way up to Afghanistan. And we took last year trying to compile the list and identify who those young men were. And then we introduced them last Memorial Day, all 58. And we even have commemorative wreaths, so we call them the Fallen Hero wreaths, that we sponsor. We ask for sponsors every year for our Memorial Day ceremony. There's still a few of those left if anybody's interested in those. But the importance of this particular Memorial Day concert is that for the first time now, we're going to take another step and have these young men brought to life a little bit more, telling their stories. So we've chosen about 6 of them, just at random, and I'll be talking to the audience on that day about what their stories are, who they were, where they served, and some of the interesting things about what their lives were all about, and some of the very heartrending things about how they died and what it means to us here in our town that those 6 young men have given their lives for our freedoms. That's just the beginning. We want to continue to bring out the stories of these young men so that our community can know them a little better and remember them. Then on Memorial Day, we wanted to let everybody know that we're going to have a very large Marine presence, the United States Marine Corps presence. And that's because there was a young Marine who worked here at the Arlington Park District that helped install the Eternal Flame at our Memorial Park here last November. And he came up to me afterwards and he said he served in Iraq and he lost a lot of his buddies in Iraq in a fairly vicious battle they called the Battle of Fallujah. And he wondered if they could be honored at Memorial Park. And I said, oh my gosh, we'd be honored to have them in commemorative bricks there in Arlington in the Memorial Park. And our town came together and raised the money for the commemorative bricks for the 16 young Marines who were killed in Fallujah during the Battle of Fallujah in Iraq from the 2nd Battalion of the 24th Marine Regiment, which is based here in Chicago. And as a result, this Memorial Day at our ceremony, we're going to have the Deputy Commander of the 2nd and 24th Marines, Lieutenant Colonel David Owen, is going to come and speak to the assembled crowds on Memorial Day about these young Marines, and he's going to place a wreath for them as the first wreath of the day. But I also heard from Mike Wiebe, who is our young man here, our young Marine here in Arlington Heights, who kind of got this all started, that he's been also going out and talking to some of the other Marines that he served with, and he told me that there are over 30 of them that are going to be joining us at the park on Memorial Day in honor of those 16 young men who gave their lives. Then the third thing I wanted to let you know is 2 weeks ago when we made the announcement that the Vietnam Veterans of America are going to be marching in our parade for the first time ever, and we put out an invitation to all Vietnam veterans to fall in the parade in position number 15, come to the parade and be there at 9 o'clock right here in front of City Hall and march with the Vietnam veterans so that they too can receive a welcome home from the village of Arlington Heights. I've got to tell you that we've been getting bombarded with emails and phone calls and even visits to my house from Vietnam veterans who are thanking us and saying, yes, we want to be there. Even one of our camera club, Arlington Camera Club participants, our members there, said he was a Vietnam vet and he's going to take pictures of the parade from the position of the Vietnam veterans to kind of document it from that way. So it's just a little announcement that the Vietnam veterans are coming out in force on Memorial Day. And of course, anything we can do here, the residents who are lining the parade, if you could please stand and clap and yell thank yous to these not so young men, that in appreciation.
And women.
And women, yes, and women who will be marching in our parade and giving them a big thank you for what they did and a big welcome home, Arlington Heights style. That will be greatly appreciated. So I hope to see everybody there on Memorial Day. I think it's going to be a wonderful ceremony and something to remember for our town. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you for all you do for our Veterans Park and all the revitalization that's occurred and the work that you're working with the veterans on putting on this parade. So
Thank you. Hope to see you there.
hope to see us all at Metropolis on Saturday as well. So
Thank you.
very good. I think you got the weekend booked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Bye.
Are there any other citizens to be heard? Seeing none, we'll move to item 9, old business. First, we have the report of our committee of the whole meeting, where we had a couple of motions on May 14th, and I'd like for those to be reported out this evening. And first, I'd call on Trustee Scaletta.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would move, as I did on May 14th, that the Committee of the Whole recommend to the Village Board approval of option number 1, establish a new merchant parking permit at a cost of $15 monthly for the daily fee areas for business owners and their employees.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Scaletta, seconded by Trustee Breyer. Any additional comments? Voice vote on this is fine. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. And Trustee Hayes, second motion?
Thank you, Madam President. I would move at this time, as I did that evening, that the Village Board extend free shopper parking in the garages by 1 hour from 3 hours to 4 hours.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Hayes, seconded by Trustee Scaletta. Any other comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. I'm sure our downtown business owners already have conveyed their thanks for being able to have the discussion and for these motions. And Trustee Scaletta, thank you for being a voice of one of those businesses as well. You certainly added a lot to our discussion and our considerations. We now move to item B, report of the Committee of the Whole meeting held this evening, just prior to this meeting, May 21st. And I'd call on Trustee Hayes.
Thank you, Madam President. I would move at this time, as I did earlier this evening, that the Village Board recommend to the Liquor Commissioner the issuance of a Class E liquor license to Arigato Japanese Restaurant Corporation, doing business as Kinta Sushi, located at 1918 South Arlington Heights Road in the Arlington Town Square Shopping Center, after proof of BASA training of their 3 current employees is submitted to the village.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Hayes, seconded by Trustee Breyer. Any other comments? I think we had some other conditions on this license that we indicated as well about the requirement of having all the employees BASA trained before the license will be issued. I know that the licensee is here this evening. So all those conditions that we indicated will be forthcoming as well and necessary before the license will be issued. Okay. Trustee Glasgow.
Mayor, I just want to make clear, I'm going to be voting no with regard to this for a few reasons. The first is there were 2 previous violations on this site, and although the specific owner is not the owner, it's indicated that that is a place where minors would congregate in order to attempt to buy liquor. The last one was in 2011. There are 3 violations from this particular owner: 2007, 2008, 2011. I was concerned with regard to the number of employees and the length of time that they're going to be there. Additionally, the petitioner did not sufficiently testify during the course of the Committee of the Whole meeting to my satisfaction the differentiation between licensure issues and how to identify minors by their license. As such, although I respectfully understand why they would like this is a privilege and not a right. There's a public safety issue here, and although I have great trust in our liquor commissioner, the mayor, in order to enforce this, and I realize why the additional provisions were added, there are too many red flags for my own personal safety issues for the public, for a minor not to purchase liquor at this particular establishment. As such, I'd respectfully vote no.
Okay, any other comments? Trustee Sidor?
I couldn't say it better than Trustee Glasgow. I just wanted to, make my feelings understood that I will also be voting no on this.
Okay. Any other comments? We have a motion, and we have a second by Trustee Hayes and Trustee Breyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Why don't you call the roll so we can clearly know?
Trustee
where-
Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Breyer?
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood?
Yes.
Trustee Glasgow?
No.
Trustee Rosenberg?
Yes.
Trustee Scaletta?
Yes.
Trustee Sidor?
No.
President Mulder?
Yes. Motion passes 6-2. Thank you, and good luck, and bring me all copies of all those Bassett trainings. Okay, thank you. That concludes the report of the Committee of the Whole of May 21st, 2012. So we now move to page, the consent agenda. And I'd ask if there are any trustees who wish to vote no or pass on any item on the consent agenda. For those in the audience, that's all the items found on page 4, 5, and 6. Are there any trustees who wish to remove an item from the consent agenda for further consideration? Any citizens in the audience that wish to remove any item found on page 4, 5, or 6?
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Scaletta, seconded by Trustee Glasgow. Any other comments? Roll call.
Trustee Scaletta?
Yes.
Trustee Glasgow?
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood?
Yes.
Trustee Breyer?
Yes.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sidor?
Yes.
President Mulder?
Yes. Motion carries unanimously, all the items on those pages. So we now move to page 7. Where we move down to the report of the village manager. And before I turn it over to Mr. Dixon, were there any other individuals that had wanted to address the village board on any issue? I hope I didn't skip over anybody.
Mayor Mulder.
Trustee Sidor?
Just 40 seconds. Thank you, Mayor Mulder. I'm glad that Mr. Shirley's here tonight because since we've done the municipal aggregation, I don't think you've been to a board meeting, Scott, but you just did a great job on it, saving our residents 40-some-odd% on their electrical supply and doing it with 100% renewable energy. And you and your friends with my, as Norm Breyer would call it, my environmental friends, you and the G7, the other members of the G7, did a great job, and I just wanted to publicly thank you. It's just a fantastic job. You did it behind the scenes. I'm a happy trustee. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Mayor.
I think we could probably put a lot of dittos on those comments, but let's have Mr. Dixon, our village manager, bring us up to date, and all of our residents who might be watching this evening, where we are on the municipal aggregation. I think I got some mail recently, so.
Thank you, Mayor and board members. It's moving along quite smoothly. The mailings went out within the last couple weeks. From the vast majority of residents, we've heard nothing, which is fine. There have been a few people, or some people, with a few questions, and we thought we would avail ourselves of the telecast this evening to just clarify for the viewing audience the most commonly asked questions among those who have had them. And Mr. Shirley, who has already been acknowledged for his very significant role in this effort, is going to do that now.
Thank you, Manager Dixon. I'm going to go ahead and kind of read there was an original set of frequently asked questions that was on the website for Integris, but since then we've kind of put together a second set. So I'm going to go ahead and read those and read the answers, and if the board has any questions either now or at the end, I'd be happy to answer them. But this is kind of a sampling of the questions we got most frequently, just with the phone calls that occurred over the last 2 weeks since the program was implemented and the mailings went out to the majority of residents. Probably the first question and the biggest question was, how do I sign up, or what do I have to do to be enrolled in the program? For folks that are with Commonwealth Edison right now as their supplier, they do not have to do anything to be enrolled in the village's program. It's an opt-out program, which means you're automatically enrolled unless you choose to opt out. if any resident who is with ComEd should have gotten a mailing. And in that mailing, it explains all this, but there's also a card there called the opt-out card. So if a resident is with ComEd and they want to stay with ComEd, they need to fill out that card, or actually they just need to check that card, put a stamp on it. It's already got their address on it and the address of Integris, and pop it in the mail. That needs to be done promptly, because the deadline is technically tomorrow at midnight for the opt-out program to be finished. So if people want to get out and don't want to be part of the Villages program and they're with ComEd, they need to put that card in the mail. Otherwise, they'll be automatically enrolled. The exception is if someone had already signed up with another third-party electricity supplier, they should not have gotten a mailing. If they did get a mailing, it was an error and they need to contact Public Works. But if they are with another ARES, alternative retail electricity supplier, they need to talk with their ARES, become familiar with their contract, and see whether or not, if they want to join the Villages program, they can get out of their contract. There is no charge for folks that have already signed up with another supplier to join the Villages program. However, we have to caution them that they need to make sure that they're getting out of their contract legally, that there isn't some hidden costs or penalties that they might incur. So when people have called with that issue, we're telling them, contact Integris, contact your third-party supplier you're with right now, and coordinate that transition from the program you're with to our program if that's what they want.
I want you to stress that one more time, because I have heard that when they signed up with the third party, there was a time factor that they committed to.
And that's very possible, Mayor. We've heard probably 15 to 20 different scenarios of what their contracts required as far as time commitment, cancellation fees. Some people are getting rewards and such that, they have to stay in a certain amount of time to get that reward, whether it was a $50 Visa card or perhaps some airline mileage. So the folks need to work that out to make sure before they go over to the Villages program that they're not violating some term of that contract that they entered into. So people need to be cautious. But of the people that have called, and I've put them in touch with Integris, it seems those that thought that they could get out, the majority of them were correct, that they could get out without any penalties. And then it's a matter of dovetailing the two programs, because what has to happen, and I'm kind of going off script here, but I think this is still the best way to do this, is the transition from either ComEd to Integris or from another supplier to Integris has to happen on a date when your meter is read. There are not going to be any special meter reads for this program. So Commonwealth Edison is going to read everyone's meter the same day they have for the last however many years. So the key is that when you notify your current contract holder that you give notice so that the meter can be read and the paperwork can be in place such that the transition is made on that date with that meter reading from their current supplier to Integris. In the case of those that are with ComEd, that will take place automatically once they don't opt out and stay with the program. Now, a lot of people are like, I just got a bill. I'm still at the old rate. I want to caution everyone will likely get at least one more bill on the old rate, because what's happening now is our opt-out period ends at midnight tomorrow night. Then Integris provides us with the list of accounts and those that have opted out, and we send that back to ComEd, and ComEd has that account data for 10 days, and they do what they call a scrub. They make sure that everything jives, that the folks that opted out, the cards are there, they're valid. The other folks that are with other ARES, they're valid. And the folks that went to Integris, which would be the majority, that they're valid, and that everyone is in the right program. That takes about 10 days. That'll bring us to about the middle of June, and then it's those meter reading dates for everyone that start around June 15th and run through about the second to third week in July. that's when the transition will take place. It will take place at a different time for just about everyone in the village. In other words, there's groups of meter readings that ComEd performs on given days, but not everyone is the same. There's about 7 or 8 different meter reading dates through June into July. So it's going to be that August bill you get with the June or July meter reading date where you're going to begin to see that reduced rate. So it's not going to happen right away, and everyone's going to get at least one more bill under the old rate because we have to get the opt-out period and the scrub period out of the way before everyone is officially enrolled in the program, and then we start those meter reading dates that are the dates when the transition takes place.
Can you give us the dates of those opt-out, since today is the 21st, and so you said tomorrow, which is the 22nd at midnight, so if someone's watching this on the 30th of May, they're too late.
They are too late. There's just a really minor bit of leeway, but we really need to have those opt-out cards to Integris by tomorrow, Wednesday morning at the latest, so they need to be dropped in the mail tomorrow. But after that, they're not going to be allowed. Now, keep in mind, anyone can leave ComEd or another Aries and join the program at any time. It's just that they're not going to be part of this initial meter read and transition. So it's not the end of the world if they, I shouldn't say that. If they don't put the card in the mail, they will be enrolled in our program and would have to contact Integris to get out. But that needs to be done very, very quickly here because it is May 22nd at midnight is the deadline for the opt-out. Palatine and Wheeling finished their opt-outs about a week ago, and just to give you an idea of how many opted out, in Palatine there was 3.3% of the customers that opted out. So it's a pretty small percentage, but there are people that, for whatever reason, have opted out of the program. One of the other big questions is people have asked what's going to happen at the end of the initial contract. The consortium's plan is next spring to meet far enough in advance of the end of this contract, which is the end of June 2013, and discuss one of 3 options. One would be to extend with Integris for another year or 2. Another option would be to go into some competitive process and entertain pricing from other areas as well. And the third possibility is to go back to ComEd. Commonwealth Edison's prices will begin to get more competitive as time goes by, and a year from now they'll be more competitive than they are right now. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but the consortium's plan is to look at those 3 options and then choose whatever is best for the residents of the 7 communities. So I think I kind of answered all the questions here. I didn't go in exact order because we hopped around a bit and it kind of flows together. Again, if people didn't get a mailing, that should be because they're already signed up with another supplier. If they're not, and they didn't get a mailing, please call Public Works as soon as possible at 847-368-5800 so we can try to get to the bottom of it. There have been just a couple of instances where there seems to be a glitch there, but I can tell you that for the most part, things have gone very smooth, and the people who were supposed to get mailings got them, and the people who didn't weren't supposed to get them.
Repeat that number again.
847-368-5800.
Thank
With
you,
that,
Scott.
I'll answer any questions anyone might have.
Questions for Scott? Just a huge thank you. I know you've spent a great deal of time, you along with the representatives of the other 6 communities have worked hard to bring about a great savings. You think of pennies, but there's a lot of those, some of those meters go really fast, accountant, and so it does, those pennies turn into dollars, and it's a great initiative, and thank you for bringing it to the board.
You're welcome, Mayor, and thank you, but I mean, I didn't do it alone. I mean, Mr. Dixon, Robin especially, and others here tonight, everybody had a hand in this thing. I was the representative on the committee, but there was a lot of people that ideas were bounced off of, and a lot of people who reviewed a lot of documents, and that goes for this, that's for all 7 communities. There was a lot of people involved. It wasn't just the 7 committee members, so thank you, though.
Mr. Dixon, did we have someone in the audience that had a question? Oh, you do.
I do.
Trustee Rosenberg.
Scott, if someone is currently on another carrier and they do want to make the switch once their term or requirements have expired, then what is the process for that again?
They can call Integris, or they can go to Integris's website. What's going to happen is after tomorrow, Integris's website, which right now is informational and has the opt-out information, will be turned into an enrollment website, and folks can enroll right there. And as long as I'm giving out phone numbers, I can give out the phone number for Integris. It's 877-585-3430. So folks who are with another carrier can contact Integris as well. And again, they've got to get the 2 companies aligned so that transition occurs at the same meter reading date, so they don't drop back into ComEd for a short period of time and then come back to Integris. There's no sense in that if it can be avoided.
So they can go basically from the old carrier that they had to the new carrier Integris. They don't have to go to ComEd in between.
Correct.
Thank you.
Repeat that phone number one more time.
877-585-3430. And I noticed in this memo that went to Mr. Dixon, it says 545. I'm 99% sure it's 585, which is the number on the back page. So I apologize for that.
Mine's
Yeah.
That's my mistake.
585 is
It's
on this
585 is the right exchange.
Okay. Any other questions for Scott? Back to Mr. Dixon.
This evening, we're asking the board to hold a closed session per 5 ILCS 120/2C11 litigation. It's not anticipated that the board will be reconvening to report anything further this evening.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Hayes, seconded by Trustee Scaletta. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please, on the motion.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Scaletta?
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood?
Yes.
Trustee Breyer?
Yes.
Trustee Glasgow?
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sidor?
Yes.
President Mulder?
Yes. Thank you. That concludes the report of the village manager. We are now going to, as the motion indicated, go into closed session for the purpose so stated in Trustee Hayes' motion. So this meeting is hereby adjourned.